Hello everyone, good morning. Shegun Fatima, how are you today? Good morning. Eric Osadolo, good morning. Ladi Shorunke, good morning. Lola Shorunke, good morning. Rochelle White, good morning. Patrick Christian, Amonike, good morning. Anastasia, good morning. Vivian Taylor, good morning. Gladys, good morning. Shegun Lawal, Fumi Jaboda, nice to see you all. Gladys Unshank, good morning. She Sandra, good morning. Fumi Jaboda, good morning. Kiru, Pearl, good morning. Daniela Senga, Ufoma, Paul Esupofo, Shi Nwafo, good morning. Isioma, morning. Davida, good morning. Princess Juliet, morning. TY, good morning. Purity Life, that's Dr. Sufficient, good morning. Oluwafunmilayo, Zenaz, Jake Oke, good morning. Well, here we go, guys. Please go look for your share button. It should be under the video. Let's go share the link and we'll be ready to go. Please go share the link to this video. Press your like button as well. And let's begin today's teaching. We are going to have an exciting day today by the grace of God. So, and the only way for you to get a copy of this message is to share this link. You will really need it because this is a teaching that you might want to listen to over and over again. And the topic is when there is no man in the house, when there is no father in the family, when there is no man in the house. So that might be the topic I'll be talking about for the rest of the week. From tomorrow, I'll probably be talking about that more, but it's a very serious topic. Now, since the man is the foundation of family of the world, the man is the foundation of the family, of the human race. It means there is a need, just like there is a need for foundation for any building, just like there is a need for the foundation of anything you want to build, so also there is need for the foundation of in a family and in human relationship. And that foundation is the man, is the male. Man, God made us to be the foundation of everything, the foundation of the family, the foundation of the society, and the foundation of human relationship. Why? Because man is the first one out of the whole man, the complete man that God created, man and woman in one person. God put the man separate and made the man to be the first one to come out. So we are the one that was placed as the basis, as on the back foundation of the human race. So the human race started with the man. That's why God said the man is the head of the family, because we are the basis. It is from the man that the family is supposed to receive its strength. It is from the man that the family is supposed to receive its energy. It is from the man the family is supposed to receive its resources and its provision and its supplies. So it is the man that's supposed to hold the family together. It is the man that's supposed to hold not just the family together, but the society together. However, I want to talk to you today about what happens when there is no man in the house. Why is it important that we have, if every house has a father? Sure. Why is it important that we have a father or a man in the house, a man figure? Every family needs a man figure. Every house needs a man, a father. There is a need for fatherly protection. Every child, both girl and boy, need the presence of a father. So when you have a family, it is important, and that's the way God set it. That's the way God set it to be. That we will have, first of all, the husband, then the wife, and then children. So there is a role that a husband plays. There is a role that a man plays in the family. The role of the father. So what does a father do? And why is that so important? Especially in the life of the children. But first of all, let me say, a father who is a real man is, first of all, a real man in the family is first of all supposed to learn to become a father to his wife before he learns to become a father to his children. So that is one of the reasons why I personally don't support situations whereby people marry and then the very next month they are pregnant, or people marry and the next year they are giving birth to a child. I think it is counterproductive. I think it is not wise. Personally, I believe, this is my belief, it's not written in the Bible, but personally I believe that when you marry as a man, you need at least 3 years to live together with your wife, at least 3 years for you to understand her, for you to learn to love her, for you to learn to honor her, for you to learn to meet her needs, for you to learn to discover her likes and her dislikes, for you to also find out her weaknesses and how you should support her in those weaknesses, for you to find out where you should strengthen her where she is weak, and for you to know what are the peculiar things that a woman needs. So if you don't live with a woman, just you, two of you, without children for 2-3 years, and you immediately begin to have pregnancy, that is one of the most horrible things you could do for your family. That is one of the most painful things, because if you just dated alone, if you only dated, it doesn't matter how long you dated, even if you dated for 5 years, it's totally different from living together. So when you marry your wife or your family, the first thing you are supposed to do is just to learn to live the first thing you need to discover is to learn to live together with that woman. When you marry, and you will discover that there is a big difference between a man and a woman. Big difference. And and you need to learn those differences. You need to take your time and see the difference between you and your wife. And you need to learn to also hear your wife. And your wife also needs to learn to hear you. And she also will discover that living with herself or by herself is totally different from living with a man. That living with a man is a totally different ball game. So there are so many differences you will discover, and those differences need to be settled. Those differences must be ironed out before children begin to come in. Can you imagine when you begin to live with another person? I don't understand what people are writing here. It's a little bit distracting me. What do you mean, baby? You got a new baby. What does that mean? You got a new baby on the platform? I don't understand what you people are writing. Congratulations, Nke Iruka. For what? Did she give birth to a baby or what? Is she on the platform giving birth to a baby or what's happening? I don't get it. Anyway, so when you are married, you need to you need to take your time, and you need to take your time and learn to understand each other. But that is not, understand each other is good, but that is not enough. You also need to, as a man, you need to take all the time to actually cover that woman, to be a foundation to her, to be a protection to her, to be a pillar to her, to bring her stability, and to bring her covering, and to make her know that she's under a full, total protection from you and as a man. Okay, I got it now. There is a girl or a lady who just gave birth in the hospital. And I think she's probably in the hospital and she is joining us after giving birth. Immediately, she's joining us on the platform. Wow, that's an heroic girl right there. Very heroic lady. Nke Iruka, yes, I remember she's been here with us on the platform. Oh, wow. Nke Iruka. Wow, congratulations, my dear sister. Congrats. I guess she gave birth to a baby girl. So tell that baby girl that the whole world is congratulating her. When, at least, I think you should record this. And so that when she grows up, she will see that we have people here from maybe at least 50 countries today, right now, and we might have up to 100 countries by the time we finish. And so we need to congratulate her and let her know that she's going to be a star, a worldwide star, a star that will be announced to the rest of the world, and that our destiny is not going to be local, and our life is not going to have only local influence or local champion. She is going to shake our world, and when she speaks, the other side of the earth will hear and respond. And so that is the destiny that girl is having. And so the anointing and the grace of God is already on her for her to carry that mission and to be able to cause our world to listen to her and hear her voice and obey her. In Jesus' name, may the Lord give strength to the mother and quick recovery. Amen. And of course, provision for the family to be able to take the best care of that little girl. All right, congratulations. Now, coming back to our message, the importance when there is no father, why there is a need to have a man in the house, why there is a need to have a man, a father in the house. When there is no father in the house, when there is no man in the house, things just go out of place. The Bible says that if the foundation is destroyed, what can the righteous do? So when there is no man in the house, when there is no husband in the house, it's as good as the foundation being destroyed. The foundation of the house is destroyed, and then if the foundation is destroyed, the house will collapse. It's just like building a house on a sand. When there is no foundation, any little problem will destroy the house. So what a foundation does is that a foundation helps you to withstand crisis. And that is one of the tests for a man. How do you know if you got a man or not in your life? How do you know if the person or the man is a man or is not a man? A man is tested during time of crisis. A man is tested during the time of challenges. Just like a house. The test of a house is when the winds begin to blow, when the earthquake begins to happen, when the rain begins to happen, when the flood begins to come. Well, the reason why we need a foundation in the family, the reason why we need a man, a real man, not just a male. There is a difference between a male and a man. A male is just somebody who has something between his legs. But a real man is somebody that is able to withstand the challenges of time. A real man is tested by how he responds to challenges. A man is tested by how he responds to problems. A man is tested, the quality of a man, how much a man is tested by his reaction to crises, to times of challenges. So before you be a woman, any woman that is listening to me today, please don't follow the tradition in Africa that says that once you marry, that the next year you must bring a baby. Sometimes that is the prayer of your parents for you, that, oh, you are married today, we are praying and we are waiting for your baby next year. That is crazy. That is pushing you to self-destruction. That is pushing you to catastrophic lifestyle. Why? Because if you need to live together for 3 years to be able to see how that man responds to challenges, you need to live together for 3 months to see how you are going to overcome all different kind of challenges, all different kind of problems that will be coming in your life. So you need that time to be able to see how your husband, your so-called husband, is going to behave without any children yet. You need to see how he's going to surmount or resolve all kind of challenges that will be coming in your life. Study him and look at how he's going to behave when you have menstruation. Is he just going to get depressed because you are having your monthly menstruation? Or is going to get afraid and run away from the house? Or is going to go and look for another woman that time? Or is going to, be laughing at you? See how he's going to respond to you when you're having your mood swings, or your mood swings and everything. Is he going to be shouting at you and, trying to give you some lectures and become a headmaster in your house? See how he's going to honor you when things are bad. How he's going to relate to you when things are good. See how you are going to relate to him when things are bad. See, even you men, you also need to look out and see how your wife will relate to you when things are good or when things are bad. See how, you need to study each other. You need to take time to study who you are. Take time to see how people go through troubles together, how you go through challenges together. So you need 2-3 years for sure to be able to resolve all that. And then you need those 2-3 years to be able to have such a harmony in your home before you welcome a new baby, Because that new baby must be welcomed into an atmosphere of peace. That new baby must be welcomed into an atmosphere of harmony. That new baby must be welcomed into an atmosphere of expectation, of expectancy, of joy, of prosperity, of provision. But if you just go ahead and allow yourself to be pregnant the very next day after marriage, okay, let me tell you the picture of what happens, or the next month after marriage, or even the next year. Somebody is just coming to live with you. You are still in a shock that you wake up in the morning and somebody's leg is on at your feet, and you don't even know how to behave, either to run away and then you want to wake up. And the person and you didn't want to wake up yet, you want to sleep, and somebody is already walking, and you just have to wake up. All kind of changes happening. And then you woke up, then you are looking for your toothpaste, where is it? And you didn't know that, you just got a wife. Okay, you just got a husband. So a lot of differences you need to get used to. Now, and you have not even gotten used to that. You don't even know, a woman is such, they are so different and so complex that you need time to know her. And then you are living together now, and then she's pregnant immediately. Do you know what happens to a woman when she's pregnant? She's not the same woman you met. A pregnant woman is not the same woman you just met her. Because the woman you have been dating for 5 years or 6 years or 1 year is totally different when she's pregnant. She becomes a different person. Because even she does not understand herself. Can you imagine a woman might say, okay, this morning I'm going to eat omelette. I'm going to eat omelette in the morning. Then while you are cooking the omelette, or before they bring the omelette, she's already changed her mind. No, I want beans. Why the beans is just up there, I don't want to eat at all. So that is what pregnancy does to a woman. She doesn't even know what she wants anymore because things change. Her hormones begin to dictate to her what is happening to her body, and she could become irritated, she could become annoyed, she will become sleepy. So can you imagine just getting a wife? You have not even discovered her yet. I'm not even talking about enjoyment yet. You are not even enjoying each other yet. You have not even lived to know each other yet. I mean, it's one of the most crazy advices for a woman to get pregnant immediately. She marries. One of the craziest advice. One of the most horrible cultures that in Nigeria, at least, that's where I come from. That is one of the most horrible cultures that must be changed. That culture must be, in fact, a whole campaign must be launched against that. It's an abuse. You abuse yourself because you need to be able to recover first from that pressure of marriage and everything. You need to, learn to even, know how to, you need to build the family first before you welcome a child there. And once the lady is pregnant, it gets worse. For the next 9 months, every day, she's not herself. Maybe she will be herself once in a while. Otherwise, for that 9 months, it's safe to say she's not even herself yet. I will not even begin to tell you what happens when she gives birth. When she gives birth, she doesn't belong to herself at all. And when she gives birth, she doesn't even see you anymore. You call yourself a husband. You are no more there anymore. She's now seeing only the baby. So you thought you had got a wife. You don't have a wife. Because during pregnancy, she's seeing herself. And she's paying attention to herself. She's at shock. She's still going through the shock of pregnancy. And her body is also going through the shock of pregnancy for the 9 months of pregnancy. But when the baby comes, she's going through the shock of delivery and of baby crying and eating all the time, and depression comes in, and post birth trauma also comes in, that. And then just before she recovers from that, in the next 2-3 years, it takes a woman 3 years to recover from delivery. 3 years to fully recover from delivery after giving birth. And in some cases, before that 3 years, the second child is already come. Our system is not even recovered yet. And we are talking about how having a husband. She doesn't have time for that husband. She's not even thinking of that husband. She's thinking she had just entered into hell. She's thinking she had just entered into hell. So it's not... But if you're a real man, you will never allow that to happen to your family, to your wife. If you really love her, you would never allow that one to happen. You would never allow that to happen, for her to just get pregnant the next month. You have to protect her. If you love her, you protect her from that pregnancy, and you make sure that you enjoy your life. Give her at least 1 year of enjoyment. Just let her enjoy her life. Just give her life. Give her provision. Just make everything available for her. Take her to travel. Take her places. Let her get ready mentally for that pregnancy, first of all. Make sure that you become a father to her. Make sure that you take care of her. A woman has to be, she has to have confidence before she gives birth. Because she has to be sure in her mind that everything will be okay. There will be enough things for the baby. They will never lack anything. That she will never be in need. That everything will be provided. That she will never need to be. She will have all the assistance she needs. So all kind of fears need to be allayed in her heart before she now says, "I want to get pregnant. I want to be pregnant." You know that a lot of women, when they get pregnant, they are not happy. They are afraid. And that's why they go to their husbands and say, "I'm pregnant." They want to see the reaction of the husband. They want to see, if there is a guarantee, if there is some security. So you need to allay her fears and give her that kind of protection, that kind of mental readiness, so that she is emotionally prepared, she's mentally prepared, she knows that nothing will go wrong, that everything is so nice, everything will be so good, that everything is provided for. She will not need to concern herself with anything, with any issue. She knows that she will eat the right food during pregnancy. She knows that she will have the right consultation. She knows that she will have the right help from the parents, or assistance from a maid or something like that. And the husband will not just be disappearing into work and just coming back in the morning or in the night to sleep and to go away. That she will have all the help that she needs. And if she's a young girl, she doesn't even know what pregnancy is. She doesn't even know what to expect yet. And when she doesn't know it, she's even in a greater shock. And when she does, especially if she doesn't have any assistance there, so it's a anyway, let me just stop talking about that, because it's a big challenge. So don't ever try to get pregnant the first year. If your parents or your mother-in-laws and everybody, they are saying, oh, you are not, because you want to prove to them that you are not barren. You want to prove to them that you are able to give birth, and so you want to go and spoil your life. Can you imagine if a woman begins to give birth the very first year of her pregnancy, of her wedding, and she's not even lived with the man, there is no understanding yet? Do you know that there will be no understanding of each other for the next 18 years? Because the first year you give birth, and then the baby begins to grow, you give birth, and now before all those children go to school and they begin to help you and all that, all your life is already passed. Before they begin to leave home and they begin to clear away, that's when they're 18, when they finish in secondary school and begin to go. That is when your eyes just begin to open, you just begin to relax as a mother and say, oh, okay, now where was I? You think that you've been hypnotized for 18 years by somebody, or you've been put to sleep. So, but if a man is a real man, if you are a real man, you think about these things and talk. And God forbid if a woman is still walking at the same time. I cannot even begin to tell you what's how so between giving birth to children, she's still going to work. Giving birth to children is so much stress as well. Already, talk less of still going to work. It's just, you don't even know what kind of depression. A woman is launched into a period of depression and just like tragedy for the next 18 or 20 years of her life. For a lot of women, marriage begins the end of their lives. It is the beginning of death for them. They might not die physically, but they are dead already. Their life stopped after marriage because they didn't plan it. Everything has got to be planned. Everything must be planned, intentionally. Most of the women who get pregnant the first year, they just go through motions only. They are just going through the emotions. They are not even aware what is happening. Yes, you see them walking around and smiling and dressing, but they are not in charge. They are not in charge because they have just been put in it's like being thrown under a moving train. That is why preparation is so important, and that is why a real man is needed to provide that succor, to provide that security, to provide that assurance, to bring that stability to the home and to the woman first of all. So a woman's life stops if a man does not. I'm just so sorry. And my heart is so broken because I'm just thinking, why is it that people don't talk about these things? And nobody even opens the eyes of the woman. Nobody even prepares them. Nobody even talks about these things. People are rather saying the opposite. Oh, okay. Everybody just living in the superficial life and saying, oh, you are married. Oh, welcome. Oh, congratulations. When is the baby? When is the baby? When are we expecting the baby? When? As if everybody is just some brainless, clueless people, as if their brain has been removed, just open the head and remove brain, and only water that is inside. Because how can you get married today and they are telling you, so when is the child coming? When should we expect? Are you pregnant already? Are you pregnant already? And you are also looking for that pregnancy as if you've just been hypnotized. That's the word I will use for it. Not even thinking of the complications and how to put things in order. And the man's also empty-head, will just go and be sleeping without protection, without, anything. And he will just be sleeping to give the pregnancy. Because he doesn't have to do anything. He will say, I'm going to work. And he doesn't even think what are the complications the woman will go through. Especially for Africans, it's just, I don't know. I just, my heart is just breaking. It's sad. It's sad. It's sad. And you still want the woman to be happy. You still want her to be cooking. I can't even believe it. You know what pregnancy is? So the presence of a man in the house, first of all, is to be a father to that woman. You are not just supposed to be a husband to your wife. Think about her like your little daughter. Be a father to her. Give her protection. Give her covering. Give her stability. All on her own first, before any children, just by herself. Give her that assurance. Give her security. Let her be so joyful, so happy that she'll be like on the seventh heaven. Give her so much assurance that she'll be ready to give birth to 10, 100 children for you if necessary. Give her provision. Let her know that you are a pillar for her and to her. Let her know that she doesn't have anything to be afraid of. Let her know that you will always be there for her. Let her know that by marrying you, that she is in a fortress. Let her know that nothing will ever go wrong. That is why a man is needed in the family. That is why a husband is needed. Just like God is needed in the universe to hold the world together. That is why we need a man in the family to also be what God is to the universe, what God is to our world, sending rain to the good and the bad, sending sun to the evil and the good, and giving assurance. I mean, can you imagine you not being sure that there will be morning tomorrow? You know that there will be dawn tomorrow, there will be morning tomorrow. You just know there will be tomorrow. That is what God does for us. It gives us the assurance that there's no problem. I don't need to concern myself or be worried that tomorrow will not come. Tomorrow will not open. The day will not come. It will just disappear. It will not come. No, you know that tomorrow will come. That is the assurance God gives us. Or it's just like saying you are not sure that sun will come tomorrow, or daylight will come. Or we are not sure that rain will ever fall again. You know those things will come. Why? Because that is the assurance God gives. That is why God is a father. God is a father to us. He's a father of the universe. So we have peace. We have some assurance. We have some guarantee. We have some guaranteed provision that, everything is going to be okay. Because it's just like saying you wake up and you will not be sure that there will be oxygen. We know there will be oxygen. So a man is supposed to bring that kind of assurance into his family. A real man is supposed to bring that kind of peace, protection to his wife. And that is what it means to be a father to your wife, first of all. So before you consider having children, a man must first of all be there for the wife and become a father to that wife. And show that you are reliable, that you could be depended on, that you could be trusted. And she also has to be at peace. That woman has to be at peace that you are there, you are a father to her, even in relations to her family members. She has to be sure that being married to you, she doesn't have to constantly look back and think, what is happening to my brother or my sisters or my siblings? Oh, I've left the family now. What's going to happen to them? But she must be sure that my husband is covering that. My husband is taking care of that. My husband is helping. That what I used to do or what I was supposed to be doing for my siblings, my husband now will be helping me. And she doesn't have to be living with you in your own family and thinking, what about my mom? Or what is happening to my mom? What's happening to my father? What's happening to my parents? They grew me. I must be sure that they are okay. But when she knows that you have adopted her as your wife and you have become a father to her, she knows that you've also taken responsibility for her family. You've taken responsibility for her parents, that she does not need to live with you and be worried about her mother, about her father, and be looking back all the time. She knows that you are so responsible. You have taken full responsibility for her and for the things that concern her and for the things that could worry her mind and make her troubled. Those are the things that a woman wants to find out. Are you a father to me properly? Are you a real man in my life? Am I relaxed? Can I relax? Can I relax? Can I relax? Can I relax and move forward now? Can I remove all these worries from me? That is what it means by being married. That's what it means by being married. So now that she's no more worrying about her father, she's no more worrying about her mother, she's no more worrying about her sisters, she's no more worrying about her brothers, she's no more worrying about her education or about her family or about her home. She's no more worried what will happen to her, things that she was doing before. When she's now at peace with herself that my husband has taken care of that, I don't need to worry about anything. When she knows that she doesn't have to worry about anything, then she could have the peace of mind now to be pregnant, to be, to get her body ready for pregnancy and to be getting herself ready to become a mother. But because how can she be getting ready to become a mother if she has so much concerns outside that she has not taken care of? If there is no peace outside, if there is no peace around her, how can she provide any kind of, how can she even have peace within her to carry a baby? And that's why all these miscarriages are happening. That's why all these, women are dying during pregnancy and having miscarriage and all those things. And sometimes in Africa, we think it's just because of bad medicine or bad medical supply or anything like that. But it's just because of bad preparation also. Not just because of bad hospitals, but because of all kinds of worries that are still in the heart of the woman. And if a woman is not sure about her future, if you have not given her that assurance, if she's still thinking, oh, how will I go to work? How will I go? Oh, I'm pregnant now. Oh, how will I wake up with this pregnancy? Do you know what a woman sometimes when she wakes up with her pregnancy, what she feels? She feels like sleeping in the whole day sometimes. And you know what? When she she feels like sleeping in because the body demands that rest. The body demands that sleep. And when she cannot sleep and she has to wake up to go to work, of course she's stressed out. Of course she's dying. And some men don't even notice this. Some men don't even notice it. And that's why I said that if you're a real man, if you're a real foundation, you should stop your wife. If you are getting ready to marry, to get pregnant, you have to know that once she begins to be pregnant, you want to protect her. Our protection has to become your priority. Our peace of mind has to become your priority. You have to let her know for sure that once you are pregnant, she doesn't have to be the one asking for this. She doesn't have to be the one telling you this. You have to tell her, once you are pregnant, from the very first day of pregnancy, we're not going to wait till you are 6 months pregnant or 7 months pregnant. From the very first day of your pregnancy, you are not going to walk anywhere. You are not going to be jumping into those buses and into those, into those taxis or cars. You are going to sit down here. You are just going to enjoy your pregnancy. You are going to rest. We are going to order food, order anything you want, and let somebody come and be helping you. You are not going to be sitting in that kitchen, keep working from morning till night anymore. Once you get pregnant, you are set free from washing, from doing all those things, from all those cooking. We are going to have a maid or an assistant, or your mom will come and help us, or somebody will come. Just enjoy this time of your life. Not that you will be waking up and be thinking, I have to, the stomach is paining, but I have to go to work. Oh, I cannot. Oh, I don't know. We don't know sometimes what it means to be a husband. We don't have an idea. We don't have an idea of what it means to be a husband. We don't even have an idea of what it means to be married. So people just rush in there and do all kind of evil things to themselves. People just rush into this marriage and I'm so heartbroken that people are not talking about these things. People are not talking about these things. Somebody said, but the government will not let her go on maternity leave. It's not the government question. The boss will not allow her to go on leave, not to work. It is not in the hand of the boss. It is not in the hand of the government. It is in my hand. I am the husband. And that is why a man must be ready before he marries. That is what it means for a man to be prepared before marriage. It is not one boss is going to be telling my wife when she's pregnant that she has to be coming to work for 7 months after pregnancy, or still 7 months or 9 months when she's pregnant. She's no more a servant to any work. She's no more a servant to any boss. She's no more a servant to any pregnancy. To any government. I am the one in charge. I can tell her, you don't need that salary. I need you. We need you. Your life is more important than that salary. Your health is more important than that salary. The health and the joy, the joy and of our family is more important than that salary. I don't care. Let them not pay any salary. Sit down here at home, and I will work. I will take care of you. The health of our child is more important. Your health is more important. Your joy is more important. You are not going to go through that stress. I set you free from that stress. So all these kind of things are the kind of things that a man has to think about before trying to think about marriage. All these kind of things are the kind of things that a woman has to sit down together to talk with her future husband about. So we are not even talking about. So if you know that you cannot afford to stop her from working yet, then don't go pregnant immediately. Don't be pregnant immediately. If you know that you still need to work, okay, you can marry. then let her and you work for the next 2-3 years and put enough money aside. What you could do, if you have limited resources and limited income, you could agree with her that okay, we two of us are working, so you work, and what we are going to do is this: we are going to use all your salary. A man could tell the wife that let's go and do this. We are going to be married for 3 years. These first 3 years, we are not going to have children. But all the money, listen to this now. This might be a good wisdom and a good way out for the poor men. All the money that you are going to have from that, from those 3 years you will be working as a woman, since I am taking care of the family as a man, don't worry, I am covering all our expenses, but all your own salary as a woman, let's put all your salary, maybe 80% of that your salary, let's put 80% of your salary aside just for when we decide to begin to have children. So let's say she's making $2,000 a month. We say, okay, or $1,000, let's say $1,000 a month. We say, okay, 80% of that money, let it go for savings, just for our future children and for your period of pregnancy and childbearing, when, so that you will be able to fall back on that money. But the next 20%, the other 20%, be using it on yourself only. That is what a normal thinking husband is supposed to do. Okay, if you are going to have I personally would not allow my wife to work ever. She will never work one day. But I will provide for everything. That is my own understanding. That is what I believe. That's what I would do. But if she has to work, then I would never touch a salary. And she doesn't have to use that money to take care of the rent or all those things that I'm supposed to take care of. So all the money she's making, it has to be for her and for the children only. So let's say she's making $1,000 every month. I'm saying, okay, 20% of that, use it for yourself, on yourself every day. Do anything you want with it. But 80%, let us put it aside. So can you imagine her putting 80% of her salary out every month for the next 3 years? She has enough money so that when you now say it's time to be pregnant, she knows there's something. She has peace. She has, she knows that you are still there. Then she has those savings, and she can buy anything for herself. She could afford to go to the best hospital. She could afford to get the best services of the best doctors. She could then afford to even get a maid to come and help her in the home. She can, eat any kind of food she wants. But most importantly, she could say, now we have decided to be pregnant from the month of April. So from April, I'm not working anymore. So then she can afford to sit back at home and not go to work when she's having pain in the morning, and then she has to be rushing to work and be thinking that she will lose her job. She herself could stop going to work and say that, no, okay, we are prepared already. And thanks to preparation, thanks to good preparation, she can now, have a healthy time of pregnancy. She could now have a blessed time of pregnancy, you see. So those are the kind of things that we're supposed to be thinking about before with our pregnancy. And I think that a man is supposed to take charge of this kind of questions. But men have not been taught to think as well. And even the older men are not talking about these things. We are not explaining these situations to the young ones. And they don't even know what they are going to encounter. They don't even know what they are going to meet. They don't even know the challenges that are there before them. So I think I will probably be talking about this for the whole week. I think from tomorrow I'm going to start talking about the role of a man in the family, the role of a man in the home. When a man is not, the role of the man in the world. Today we'll start talking about the role of the man in the wife, in the home, starting from the wife. Then I will go to the children. Then I will talk about the role of the man in the life of the son, role of the man in the life of a woman, of a daughter, and all those things. I think I'm going to talk more about men, because I'm just thinking, listening to you and seeing your comments, I'm just thinking, oh my God, how many families are out there just By the way, if you have not shared this link yet, if you have not shared this message yet, please, I think we should go and share it right now. I think we should go and share the message right now. Let's go and share the message. Let's go and share the message. If you just need to look under the video, you see the share button. Let's go and share the message, please. Let's go share the message. Let's go share the message. So what I'm saying is that the husband is supposed to think about this thing, okay? The husband is supposed to think ahead. So that's one of the reasons why, if you need money, somebody is writing there that money is a big issue for. If you need money, you know that for a young couple, as a young couple that money is a challenge. You need money, then why are you getting pregnant the very same month or even the very same year? You know you don't have money. Why did you allow her to get pregnant? You don't have money. Why should you allow her to get pregnant? Why should you allow her to get pregnant? Are you hypnotized? Who bewitched you? Are you bewitched? Are you deceived? Why should she get pregnant and then be carrying stomach to work? Why should you allow that to happen? Why don't you just let her go to work? If you want her to work, if money is your problem, let her go to work, but not with extra load, not with extra burden. Let her go to work then and make enough money ahead before the pregnancy time, so that you will be adequately prepared for the pregnancy time. So that when you are now ready to have to be pregnant, you know that the burden of work, and salary, work, money will not be on her. She doesn't have to worry about that. In fact, a woman should never be worrying about work, and having the burden of, salary. It's not a problem. She's supposed to be concerned about other things. She's supposed to be concerned about her body, about her health, about how to carry a healthy child, about how to deliver a healthy baby. She's supposed to be developing herself, getting knowledge, getting education on how to become a mother. She's supposed to be reading books at home on how to take care of a newborn baby, not going to work to sit down there for 6 hours or 9 hours every day when she's pregnant and she's not prepared by the time the baby comes. How many books has she read? If you are going to make her to be going to work, when will she read books to find out how to take care of her body, how to take care of that baby, how to, be a best mother, a good mother, how to... If she's working, she will never be able to get ready to read books. Because she goes to work pregnant with big stomach and comes back totally tired. And to make things worse, I don't even want to talk about this. But I know it happens that apart from her going to work with the big stomach, she still has to come back and be the one to stand in the kitchen, by the cooker, after 6 hours or 8 hours of work with the stomach, and still have to stand to cook for one husband that is not carrying any load. that also has gone to work for 8 hours, and like her, 8 hours, he has to go and lie down or just come and be eating. Just the table. She has to be the one to cook the food, set the table, and he just comes and sits like a king and just eats. A woman that is pregnant, that is full of load, has to be the one to go and walk somewhere and then still be on her feet. What a wicked word. What a wicked word. What a wicked word. And some people, we still have to make her go to the shops to do the buy, to buy the products. In some cases, she will still be the one to go to the shops, to go to the market, to do the shopping. You don't have a wife if you are doing that. You have a slave. You don't get a wife. You don't got a wife. You don't got a wife. You got a slave. You don't get a wife. You don't have a wife. You got a slave. Not just a slave. She's worse than a slave. Can you imagine a woman pregnant? She has to wake up in the morning, even if she's feeling bad, or to force herself to go to that work. Why? Not by force? Oh yes, because we need the salary. Oh, we need the money. Okay, then she has to come back from work and come to be the one to cook. Standing on her feet again. For another 1 or 2 hours just to cook food. For somebody else to eat who is not pregnant. And then also, even before she begins to cook, she had to branch and go and buy something in the market or in the... Wait a minute. Wait a minute. And then she doesn't have any helper at home, nobody at home to wash the plate. So after the food is eaten, she has to be the one to go and stand again to wash the plate. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That is why a man is needed in the house. A man is supposed to stop that rubbish. A man is supposed to stop that nonsense. A man is supposed to say, no, dear, no, darling, that's not going to happen. I'm going to bring somebody to help, or you are going to sleep, or I will do the help myself. That's not going to happen, especially when you are pregnant. And can you imagine if she has other children also? You know, there are some women, I'm just talking about the first child now. There are some women who already have 1 child or 2 child before that. And then those children are running ever skater, no help, nobody helping the house. So she has to be the one cooking with the big stomach in the kitchen, and the children, one child is pulling her skirt, one child is pulling her leg, one is pulling her breast. In the name of a wife. It's a mad world. It's a mad world. Now you understand why we have feminists in this world. Now you understand why feminists are so angry. And they hate men. They just want to be everybody. They want to stand up for themselves and fight. Of course. Not everybody is foolish to just... Not every woman is foolish to just be quiet and be enduring these things. Not every woman is foolish. So, but if we are men, we are real men. We are supposed to stand up for our families. stand up for our sisters, stand up for our wives, stand up and say, lady or princess or whatever you call your wife, honey, that could happen to anybody but not to you. This will not happen to you. This will never happen to you. That's why I'm working. That's why I'm a man. That's why I married you. That's why I took responsibility for you. I am here as the foundation. I am here as the man in this house. I am here to guarantee you that you don't have to go through all that. Well, what was the time? Okay. I think it's time for me to read some of your comments. Let me read what you are writing, guys. Omonika said, Pastor Adelaja, I was tagged lazy. I almost lost my life, so I had to run for my dear life. This is my life story you are telling. It was like you married your enemy. God help us. Thanks for this teaching, Pastor Adelaja. I pray young ones will learn when the word is spread. God bless you. Now let's spread the word. Let's spread the word. Let's go and write some comments. Write some comments and write some, comments for people to be able to watch these things. Maria Olaleye said, these men need overhauling of the mind and brain as well. Mudukpa says, that is the situation we African women find ourselves in. So sad. Elizabeth is saying, I'm so angry. This is so heartbreaking. Because 80% of African women went through this. TY is saying, any woman after being taught here who goes and accommodates some human being and get married to such after these teachings, Oyo, I don't know what is Oyo, Ma Oyo. Ufoma said, if my husband was like that, hunger will kill him. I couldn't cook when I was pregnant. Hormonal changes. He cannot even cook when I'm in the house. Yeah. Those are the complications a woman goes through, and we must tell these things and let the men know what their role is supposed to be. Ushe Godfrey said, a man says, I learned to shop and cook when my wife was having children. Trust me, it was not easy, but the Lord helped me. Okay, the Lord helped you. Can you imagine a woman going through that every day? Falash Shade said, wow, not on this planet. Dr. Adelaja is not a common man. You are a rare gem. Bless your soul. Thank you. Nena says, wow, Pastor, you said sit like a king. Men are our known kings. Women are like slaves to them as far as their actions are concerned. May God deliver us. Gladys saying, thank you, Pastor. You are preaching my life story. I went through all these things, but thank God I survived. Elizabeth says some women are actually going through hell in the name of marriage. Deborah said, wedding day is a charity day, feeding people, but marriage and family is the long haul where they should spend money and time, where we should spend money and time. Elizabeth is saying, and some husbands still expect that after all that a woman has to go to work, that the woman should still come and open her legs at night. Lola Aina says, the Bible says, my people perish for lack of knowledge. In Africa, people say a bride without a child, even after just 1 year of marriage, is barren. That's why I say those are the kind of ignorance that we must uproot. We must uproot and declare war against those things. Ola Martin, God bless you, my mentor. We give God praise for meeting you. Now we can teach our sons. Pastors on this platform can adequately now give counsel to singles before marriage. Monica said, may the Lord help the men to make this correction. It's really pathetic. I went through hell, especially when you have terrible in-laws. Otherwise, he will report you to everyone around. It's so sad. Elizabeth is saying money is only an issue in the marriage because people spend so much money making the wedding, then there is no money to leave the marriage. Gladys, Pastor Sandey, you can see what some of us have gone through before meeting you. It's horrible. Afolabi said it's so painful just hearing this vital information now, that what men are supposed to do in the family and in the society. Isioma is saying, please, everybody, please, 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 let's share this message. Let's forward it to every social media. Please, let's save lives. Vivian Taylor said, nobody I know is teaching these things, Pastor. You are rare. It's a rare opportunity for us to learn the truth. Elizabeth said, Pastor, you are simply the best. Love you. Ushe said, I commit to this conversation with young people. Kola K said, most of the issues that happened to couples before and after the wife gave birth happened because of their background and lack of mentorship. People tend to repeat the same mistake in another way to another person because they have not been taught how to respect their spouse. Wisdom to relate with people is a virtue. Ufuoma says, a lot of men do not know these things. They lack understanding too, but now we are learning, and with a mentor like Pastor Adelajah, change will come. Kels Z, they look at their age and not marry, so rush in with anyone the ladies look at their age, but that they are not married, so they're rushing with anyone because society tells them there is something wrong with them. And so the men are encouraged to sit up and behave. They are always let off. That's why they are so spoiled, especially in Africa. Culture, you hear of women, African culture, you hear of men complaining about men instead of the men being told off, the woman is told to endure. This happens several times. It is so sad. Omonika says, so many people back in Yoruba culture where I come from, they are so cruel. I said it the other day, Pastor Sandey, most men want their wives to work even when she's pregnant. You are, Pastor Sandey, you are from another planet. A woman will be tagged lazy if she doesn't work. Elizabeth says, Pastor Sandey is raising up men to think like him. Mentality is what needs to be corrected. Yep. Boniface Hart say, when I see inexperienced young men marrying these days, I feel so sorry for them. Falasha, they say, where can we find men like our mentor? It's like they are not in this generation. Well, that's why we are doing these things. We have to raise them. TY says, I think Dr. Adelaja is talking of the ideal situation, the way things are supposed to be. Unfortunately, things are not ideal. So for some of us, it's a little bit late. Deborah say, some do menial jobs and the money is not enough for keep up. How much more is wife and children? That is why women also are forced to go and work. Because some of these men just look at a woman as a baby factory, manufacturing instrument. But sadly, some women are okay with it and don't know the reason for this. It's probably cultural. And this is called culture that is so updated and needs to change. Some men who are 40 are still practicing this outdated culture. It's so sad. Ufoma said, how effective are the marriage counselors we have these days? Some do not even know any better, especially the ones in the church. It's all about tradition and religion. No reality in the counseling sessions some of us had. Nikki Christian, even in the Old Testament, our forefathers didn't have babies straight away. They planned their lives. They say it was barrenness, but God was preparing them some kind of natural. Actually, in the Old Testament, you have to be 3 years. You have to be 3 years in marriage before you have children. And even if your husband has to, even if he's serving the military, has to stay in the home 3 years with the wife and doesn't go to work also. Shioma is saying, my question is, why are the churches not teaching these things, despite the fact that this is a major issue in the world today? They are only collecting offerings and tithes, adding no value. Yeah. Darlene said, thank you, sir. This is what they call the virtuous woman. Even though she is suffering, she has to bear it, suffer and smile. Flair Karen, some traditions see the woman like a robot. She is supposed to do all these household duties without being tired, even if she has a job. She has to give satisfaction to her husband and take care of the family, no matter the cost, because this is how they are made to be. Some women also think that this is how they are made to be. So they teach, encourage other daughters to walk in the same way and do nothing to be free of this. New generation of men can change this evil and sad reality. TY says also, let's encourage our sons and to be real men. And you see already the transformation in Nigeria, my dear mentor, from inside out. Change is coming. Fola Shade said, I've never heard this before. So good. You are simply the best, Pastor Adelaja. Maria said, please, let's share this message. It's giving life. It's a life giver. Isioma said, Pastor, the damage has been done. We need damage control. How do we move forward? How do we better the situation? Many of us need this. TY is saying, thank you so much, my mentor. You have taken it upon yourself to champion the cause of women, speaking up for the voiceless and helpless. Love you loads. Deborah says, Dr. Adelaj, first, you are a man. There are true fathers. You have a true father with a good heart. God will bless you and your family. The more you pour onto us, you shall receive double in Jesus' name. Onyinye say, wow, Pastor, this message is so liberating to many women. I thank God we have men like you. I'm so blessed. My husband has not heard this message, but he has most of these qualities. Esther Kuganja said, Pastor Sandey, truly you are the first true father through these teachings to most of us. We treasure this platform. It is just priceless. Richard Ebirega said, please everyone share this message as many times as possible. This message is not available to many millions of people in our churches. You will be saving a family and retraining the man in the family. Thanks. She, Sandra, said, your teaching is life, my mentor. Some African culture need eradication. Women need to stand up for themselves. Remove that mask. God bless you, sir. Deborah, you are on your own if you cannot speak out for your right at home. Not in a rude way, but in humility. Share the joy of oneness among you. Marriage is sweet like honey if you know how. Adeola said, my husband cooked when I was pregnant. I could not go near the kitchen when the food is being cooked. Hormones. Maya said, this is the truth we all need to hear before marriage. Thanks so much. Nkiru says, the remedy is not to rush into marriage so that you don't suffer there. You must not marry. Marriage is not a must. It's not an achievement. Shiga said, going through it all with twins, no man can sing me a rubbish song again. I was sick from day one to the last. Thank God for his grace. Comfy says, if only you understand what is going on, you can imagine. Pastor Sandey, your teaching is out of this world. Not only African women, it's all over. Only God can help. God bless you. Ufoma say, I'm so excited to be here at such a time as this. No more. We all have a responsibility to pass this message down to everyone around us. Women are suffering. We did not know any better. Now we know. We can make change. God bless you, Dr. Adelaja. Much love. Anastasia, Pastor Sandey, I am humbled by your ever-persistent dedication, ever-present enlightenment, ever-present grooming. May you, your family, your generation be blessed forevermore. Elizabeth says, if you are a married woman and you are going through hell right now, please speak out to other women. Let's come together and go through it together. Let's be healed together. TY is saying, Dr. Adelaja, light has come. We do not have to walk anymore in darkness. Thank you, sir. Falashade said, I look forward each day to hear your voice. You are the Father I never heard. Your name will reign forever, sir. Amonike said, wow. Lola, some men are monsters. I lost 8 months pregnancy because of too much hard work, and my husband wants another baby straight away. Thanks to your teaching, sir, I now know whom I am and my value. No monster will ever treat me that way again. Feeling heartbreaking, my God. Esther Kuganja, the church has failed us because our church leaders have promoted religiosity, traditions, man-made cultures into the church and pushed out the kingdom of God and the culture of the kingdom. My question is, did those people who instituted these rubbish cultures truly know God and his ways? Deborah is saying, please share, and let's spread this good news by sharing this video. Boniface says, because these kind of teachings are not taught in our churches, that's why we have such a high rate of divorce in churches. Anne-Marie said, marriage counseling overhaul needed. Yeah. TY says, my queens, there are great men out there, real men, and now we have been taught how to recognize them. So shine your eyes, and for our correct kings on this platform and outside, we applaud you. It's new dawn, and God is raising champion men through Dr. Adelaja. Oyinye said, last month I was at the police station in Abuja to bail a lady beaten and battered by her husband. And at the station, the police did not help matters at all. They made fun of her. I bailed her out, took her to my house, and still on the matter, this is one out of thousands here. I've tried to help them by introducing them to this platform. Pastor, you are doing a great job. I hope to help more because they can't get even help from their churches. Shigo, once I threw up on my patient because I could not stand the smell coming from this tumor. Wow, from his tumor, all due to pregnancy, and I still had to work. Pregnancy is not a sickness, but it's not a joke. Please, men, value your wives. Oh, my God. Only one man almost beat his wife to death. He removed her 3 front teeth because she refused to give him her money. No man, no help from anywhere, police, welfare, none is working in Nigeria. It's very unfortunate, very complicated.
That's terrible.
I have to stop this. I have to stop the program. We'll come back tonight, guys. It's so heartbroken. It's so heartbroken. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you tonight. Okay, sorry. Before I go, let me read some of the things. Shidera is saying, we are talking about husbands. What about our mother-in-laws and sister-in-laws who try to rule our families for you? Command, and your family and your husband have nothing to say. and you are the wife, you as the wife have no right to say a word in the name of tradition. Please, my people, share this message and let's help people. Deborah Cole, can you imagine a pastor saying to borrow money from friends to pay tithe and offerings when the theme says correcting the errors of our foundation? Is that not more dangerous teaching to gullible church members? Is that not more dangerous teaching to gullible church members? It is. Adelaja Disu, dear church leaders, please, people at the church, care for the well-being first, for their well-being first, not for the offering and tithe. Yeah. Whew. Amazing. See you people tonight. God bless.